Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? My name is Ryan Miller. This is GST's YQMA. That's your question, my answer, episode 59. Today, we're going to touch on 4 primary benefits of high rep training. If you're currently familiar with GST programming, what you're going to know is you're going to know that at its foundation, GST programming implements high rep training roughly once every 3 weeks or every third microcycle. Now, this goes for programming that hasn't been altered or varied based on the individual and their goals. Now, among this, it also incorporates low rep training, medium rep training, and constantly incorporates 1 rep max percentage-based periodization training. So why have I chosen to make high rep training such an important part of GST programming? The benefits of high rep training are crucial in my opinion, and that's simply why. There's 4 main benefits that I'd like to go over in this video, and let's get started on benefit number 1. Now, when you think about high rep training, one word should likely come to mind, and that's going to be endurance. Muscular endurance improves and increases in the presence of high rep training. Now, what this means is that you are able to pump out a larger total workload per training session, and this is especially true in the medium rep range sessions and in the high rep range sessions. This means more total volume, which means more total growth. And GST programming is really about growing muscle as optimally and as much as possible. On top of the fact that multiple studies have shown the increase in muscular endurance through high rep training obviously carries over to real world situations that you may be interested in. Now, if you're an athlete and you're in a sport that requires muscular endurance, or even a sport that requires short bursts of speed that could actually get lengthened, like say a longer play in football or a longer play in baseball, a longer bout of being on the ice in hockey. Muscular endurance is important for you because it's going to improve your performance during those types of situations. Now, if you're a stage competitor, there's going to be times when you're on stage for a long time. It's not as simple as walking out, hitting your poses, and then walking off. What if you get called back out? And what if the judges need to compare you for a long period of time? Having that improved muscular endurance to be able to stay flexed, posed, and do it in a controlled manner, it really could be the difference between winning or losing that first place trophy. And of course, like I briefly mentioned, if you are more comfortable pushing yourself farther for longer periods of time in the gym, obviously that's going to carry over to increased workload in the medium rep range, because medium rep sets can end up taking a while at times if they're really challenging, and having that improved muscular endurance is going to help out those medium rep sets too. And clearly, the better you get at high rep sets, the more workload you can pump out per high rep set. So when it comes down to the first benefit of high rep training on a regular basis, improved muscular endurance is at the top, and those are some real world and training situations where you can see those positive effects of high rep training, and it should make you really want to incorporate high rep training into your own programming. Benefit number 2 focuses on being able to tolerate the painful burn that's associated with training. Now, what happens when you train is that your muscles create energy with every single rep, and as that energy is created, there's acidic byproducts that build up in the muscle. So the muscular environment becomes more and more acidic. Now, this happens with continual reps because the body is simply unable to shuttle the acidic byproducts away faster than your body is actually producing them. And so the buildup is slow, and you feel that during your medium and high rep sets, but the buildup is definitely real, and it increases and it increases, and that pain, that muscular burn becomes more and more intense. And so we've all been to the point where we've stopped sets short just because of the pain of the burn. You know, the pain got too intense, and so we stopped the set short because mentally we just couldn't push through it. But physically, we know that our muscles and our body had more to give, and so the common high rep training schemes really help you to build a tolerance to that pain. And what that does is it's really going to push your stopping point farther back, farther along in each medium and high rep set. And as a result, of course, that allows for more total workload per training session, resulting in more total volume and therefore more total growth. So the second benefit of high rep training really just boils down to being able to tolerate more pain through the practice of putting yourself through pain a little more often. And that's just part of training. Nobody said that training was going to be pain-free. Expect pain with training, but the more you can tolerate it, clearly the more you can get done in the gym. Benefit number 3 of high rep training centers around the importance of improving your mind-muscle connection. When you're connected with your body in the gym, it's so much better. Your training sessions are so much more rewarding, just because you really feel like you understand what you're doing, you know exactly what you're doing when you're doing an exercise, and becoming one with your body is really a cool experience, and I really want everybody to be able to do that. And that's another reason why I incorporate regular high rep training into my GST programming. What happens when you high rep train, as I just mentioned, is the working muscles really get that nice burn in them, that intense burn. And what that is in this situation, we can choose to view that as a signal to our brains to tell us which muscle is working during which exercise. If you're doing curls and all you feel is your bicep working, that burn is a definite signal. It's an undeniable signal right to your brain to tell you that, all right, you're working your biceps, and that's what you should be thinking about. Low rep training and sometimes even medium rep training is not going to give you that type of burn, that type of signal that high rep training is capable of giving. And high rep training basically gives it every single set. So every single set you do where you train high reps, it's an opportunity to understand and just gain knowledge on which muscle group is actually working, and it's an opportunity to really focus in on that muscle, mentally fixate on it, and think about it working, and practice and improve that mind-muscle connection. So every set is practice, and over time, the more you practice, the better you get at something. In this case, it's getting better at your mind-muscle connection through high rep training. We can all read about which exercises work which muscle groups. We can become masters of biomechanics. We can know exactly which muscle moves the body in exactly which way. Now, reading is one thing, but experiencing and feeling those muscles move the body in that way is another. High rep training and experiencing that burn and experiencing the literal feeling of a muscle working during an exercise set is going to take your reading knowledge to the next level, and it's really going to allow you to become one with your body more so than simply just reading about it. There's a lot to be said about real world experience, and in this case, when it comes to improving your mind-muscle connection and becoming more one with your body, real world experience is definitely something that you need to have in your life. It's key. You need to use it. The very last point and benefit number 4, has to do with the body's ability to recover. It has to do with staying in good health, and it has to do with maintaining strong, healthy muscles, intact tendons, and pain-free joints. High rep training by nature requires a lower level of resistance, and that's simply common sense. You're not going to be able to move the amount of weight for 20 reps that you can move for 5 reps. And when you think about it, if you're always pummeling your body week after week, day after day with low rep, heavy weight training, and even medium rep, medium weight training, your joints and tendons and muscles are going to have very, very little time to actually recover. What's going to happen is they're going to recover partially between each training session, but they're not going to recover fully by the time that you blast them again with more stressful, heavyweight work. And so what's going to happen is you're going to develop a body that is living in a state of a recovery deficit. Now, that's not healthy, and you're bound to become injured when you're living in a constant state of that recovery deficit. What high rep training does for you is, by nature, it requires a lower amount of weight, and as a result, what it does is it allows your body to eliminate and catch up on that recovery deficit. It allows your body to repair the damages that are done by different training methods, different types of training, medium weight and high weight. And high rep training is really just a built-in natural deload of GST programming that allows you to take formal deloads less often, and it allows you to train longer, more injury-free, and just feel better whether you're inside the gym or outside of the gym. This is something that's very important, and it becomes more and more important as you age and build up your training experience level. And so even though you might feel invincible, the body just is not invincible no matter which age you are. And so it's very, very responsible and beneficial to you to incorporate high rep, lower weight training on a regular basis. So it's extremely obvious that there are multiple benefits to high rep training. These are my top 4 benefits, and if you don't incorporate high rep training into your routine right now, I strongly encourage it. If you need help with a routine or would like to get on a standard GST routine, you can always pick up my growth stimulus training book on Amazon.com. And if you want to take it one step further and actually work together one-on-one on a personal, individualized program design, you can always reach out to me at ryan@growthstimulustraining.com through email. You can Facebook me under Ryan Smith Miller, which is my full name, or you can just comment on this YouTube video. And there's also a web page designed to allow you to start working with me directly on your GST programming, and that's growthstimulustraining.com/program design. So thank you again for watching. I hope you have a great Wednesday afternoon. I'm about to step out to pick up my kids from school. Got some daddy duties to take care of, and as always, I appreciate the views.